Welcome to the Low Stakes Podcast. With ticks are hot, the Negus smoke low and slow, and the stories are always medium rare. Hosted by Jeff Abgaris, fisherman and backyard barbecue master, alongside co-host Dave Lodwig, a Star Wars-loving, baseball-obsessed pitmaster, and produced by the outdoorsman himself, Nate Cross. Quite possibly the greatest name in podcast. This is the Low Stakes Podcast.
July 27th, 2026. And we are back once again, our weekly podcast. Thanks for listening. And we are here for some big excitement. Guys, how is this is going to be a great episode. It's going to be a funny episode, shall I say? Huh?
If you say so.
What's going on this week? We got some smoke going on, but outside of that, what have you guys been up to?
I brought actually a little gift.
Good.
For the two of you.
Excellent.
Before I give it, I want to know, do you collect cards, sports cards?
Yes.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am a card
I
collector.
I still collect Yo MTV Raps cards from the early 1990s.
This is a perfect segue then.
Okay.
I collect cards, but I only collect weird, totally non-valuable cards.
Oh.
And one thing I ran into recently, and I've just finished out my collections of the sets, are apparently the U.S. military, in partnership with Pro Set and Topps, created sets of cards for the 1991 Desert Storm campaign. And so there are
I vaguely remember these.
floating around everywhere are card packs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, thank you.
So I got you a couple sets. They're worth
we
about
open
50 cents. Yeah, crack them open. Let's see what we got.
The front of it, for those not watching, says
You can show it to your...
geography. Let me read it to you. Geography, military skills, intelligent files, leaders, military assets, personnel, and governments.
I am so hoping I'm getting a Norman Schwarzkopf in this.
He is an option.
He is. It's signed.
They're worth nothing. Like
Cool.
they are completely valueless.
All right, I got a helicopter, a UH-1 Iroquois.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Health and hygiene. I believe that is a pan that you can use to relieve yourself in while out in the field. This one highlights firefighters, which I'm assuming goes back to the Kuwait fires that the Iraqis started.
The oil fires.
The oil fires.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a picture of the U.S. Capitol.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. So many good feelings directed towards that. Bulgaria. Now I'm going to scratch my head a little bit and try to remember the significance of Bulgaria
I got
during
nothing.
Operation
question.
Desert Storm. Let's see. Mirage 2000. Noise, light, and litter discipline with some guy with poor vision who's carrying a machine gun.
I will say a lot of the cards, the information is either faulty or just super confusing, like that one.
Now, okay, so I got Middle East history, colonial, and intelligence file on the Turkish Ottoman Empire.
Excellent.
Dang it. Thought it was Schwarzkopf. It's just Brigadier General Richard I. Neal.
Oh.
I remember him.
And then this one features a country, I believe it's pronounced Niger.
Couldn't have been better.
Thank goodness for that.
I mean, phonetically.
Nope.
Anyway.
Nope.
So I'll go.
All right, what do you got?
I go through mine too. It's I got a couple bangers in here. I'm going to be honest with you. The first one is the MiG-23 Flogger. Yeah,
there
that's
you go.
solid. That was solid.
I believe that was the target that they shot down in the first Hot Shots movie.
Leave it to Dave to pull out some just random piece of trivia.
And hold on to that because that's going to be topical here in a while. This one's pretty cool. The USS America.
Ooh, that's a good one.
USS America. I'm going to keep on that one. This guy, poor guy, doesn't have his name on it there, but he's the intelligence file. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Is
And
he
then
using a laptop? Is that a laptop?
no, I don't think it is. It
Okay.
looks it's a newspaper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was 1991. That's why I would have been shocked if it was a laptop. That would have been crazy.
Would have been awesome.
That would have been cool. Lieutenant General Charles A. Horner.
Hmm?
Who doesn't remember the horn dog himself, huh?
As he was known around the Pentagon.
Oh, boy.
Hey, we got a meeting with the horn dog.
Trump's second favorite foreign country, Iceland. Greenland's first, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, love that. This is nice. Peace.
Oh,
Just a dove.
Oh.
Just
was that the objective?
Frigate class destroyer, just a random destroyer.
Huh.
I think it's a random destroyer. Yep, they don't say which one it is. Let's see. Oh, I got the Pentagon.
Oh,
All
nice.
right.
Yeah, they were
Nice.
important for this whole thing.
That was
a solid one. I don't know this guy, John Major. Do you know John Major?
Was he a major?
He must have been a major. Major. Hello, Major. Major.
Major.
There's a
You don't know who he was? He was the Prime Minister of the UK.
Oh,
Whoa.
Sorry, John, if you're still alive.
I was in high school. I didn't care.
Yeah, I didn't care either.
Do
After
you care?
Madeline.
Do you care now? Who's the prime minister now?
Well, he's
it's not
just
Boris.
resigned.
It's not Boris Johnson anymore. It's
No, there's a guy after him, and he was just resigned. What's his name?
if I knew it, I would have said it at this point. Like,
Come on, Dave. What's his name?
I don't know.
I think we've proven the point.
I don't know. I just know that when it affects the stock market. So it
Somehow,
affects some
yeah.
of my mutual funds when it changes over.
Some fun information here. He was born in 1943. He must have taken over from Madeleine Albright because she was in the 80s there. He was born in March of 1943, and he left school at the age of 16. 16. So, sharp guy.
Madeleine Albright was easy on the eyes.
Whoa.
Hard on the heart, though.
Nobody else finds power attractive? All right.
And my last one was Italy. Italiano.
Italiano, they had a big role there in Desert Storm from what I can
remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there you go. Now you can start your own Desert Storm.
Wow, I
collection.
love it.
cannot wait.
The Pro set, these ones, there's 250 cards, and the top sets, there's, I think, 288.
Wow.
So you got a ways to go.
Yeah.
You got 10, but
Now I'll flip it. So during 1991, what was ProSet's major focus? Which sport did they produce cards for?
during 1991, I have no idea.
Had to be football, right?
It had to be football. It was the NFL.
Wow.
And then they came out with a line of hockey cards. So, back then they did not have the license to Major League Baseball. And so the four companies that did were Topps, Fleer, Donruss, and Upper Deck.
When it was probably 1990, 91, so I was 10, 11 years old. About 2 miles from us was a collective card store. And after school one day, I had saved up the money, and I went down there, and they had a Topps rookie Troy Aikman card. And they had put it in one of those plastic things where you actually screw it. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, and it was at the time, I think it was like $65, which in 1990 was like a lot of money. I bought that card. It's still to this day, I still have it, and it's still in that plastic thing. I don't know how much it's worth, but a Troy Aikman rookie card's got to be worth quite a bit. So, or chunk. But I all the Cowboys, all the triplets, I have their rookies cards. It was a fun time to be collecting cards.
When I was a sophomore in high school, there was a card shop across the street from my high school that we used to go hang out in, and he had arcade games in there.
Mm-hmm.
So they had Smash TV, and I remember we would go around playing that. It was a multiplayer game, and but he would let us work there as students to work off things that we wanted.
Oh, nice.
And so, like, I spent a lot of afternoons sorting through these cards. You know, he would get, boxes of cards in trade or whatever, and he'd want he didn't have the time to sort through to see all the different cards. And so we had a list of what we were looking for, and so I'd sort through and I'd just rifle through these cards. And I remember, you could earn like packs of cards or a box of cards depending on how long you work for him. But he also had some sports memorabilia, and I got a St. Louis Browns hat by sorting baseball cards in that baseball card shop.
Wow.
Which I always thought was, people are always like, why is your Cardinals hat brown? Because it's the St. Louis Browns. Yeah.
It's funny. I think to this day, obviously a lot of people still collect cards or whatever else,
huge,
memorabilia.
yeah.
It seems more popular on the East Coast than the West Coast, though. Like, you see big stores of it. Every city you go to, there's like multiple big memorabilia stores. And here there are some, people are into it. It's just not as big here. So if you are into it on the West Coast, that's pretty cool.
My son's into it. He just sold like 5 or 6 cards and made, I don't know, a couple $100 the other day at one of the local card shops here.
Cool.
And so it's nice to see that that's still going on.
Absolutely.
I collect digital cards now. I still collect cards. I just I use the Topps Bunt app on my phone, and I've got like 500,000 cards on my phone. But I still have some of my original hard ones. Like I got a Kobe Bryant rookie card.
Ooh.
It's a Pacific card he was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's him in high school, which I've been holding on to that. I've still got all my Ken Griffey Jr. rookies and all of that.
Good ones.
Yeah.
Griffey's a stud.
My brother-in-law collects cards, and he doesn't collect. He does it to buy and sell. He flips, and he sold a Lionel Messi card at the beginning of the
Was
World
it to
Cup.
a foreigner?
I don't know, but he sold it at the beginning of the World Cup, and he made a couple $100 on it.
Oh, he's a soccer player.
Oh, I see. I get the joke now. Yeah, Lionel Messi, he is a soccer player for the country of Argentina, and they were one of the teams in the World Cup final.
That's over now, right?
Yeah.
So Americans can stop pretending like they care about it?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Anyways, he could have made thousands of dollars if he had waited to sell it until Messi was in the final.
Oh, bummer.
Oh well.
Yeah. That happens.
Investments.
Sure. That's part of the ball game.
Sure.
Cool. Thanks for the gift. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's fun.
I think they're pretty fun.
That's really cool.
Little piece of history. I wonder if I should do some research. I wonder if they still do card sets for military conflicts.
Ooh.
That'd be
I
kind of
don't
fun.
know. I can't think of anything more popular in society today.
Right?
Give me a pack of Iran cards.
Yeah,
huh?
it does. It does show
the guys that aren't living anymore. So they're worth quite a bit.
It does show the change in culture over the years. I don't think these would play as well now.
First class Nelson O'Brien. I've been waiting for that.
Mullah Kalishnikov.
Oh, it's the Ayatollah. Yeah, war propaganda is always a lot of fun.
Yes.
It is. It is.
Dave, what have you been up to this last week?
I did a wedding.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's all of our listeners.
Better than a funeral.
I actually do have a day job where I take things seriously.
Yeah.
And, so I did a wedding. It was an outdoor wedding on Saturday.
You take it seriously. You had to put one joke in there, though, right?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
I did. Actually, I did because a couple has kids and they were getting married, and their 1.5-year-old daughter comes running up while I'm doing my homily, and we're all just dripping sweat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like 95 degrees out, just heavy smoke. We were out at 9 Mile.
I've done a wedding out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And so I was out there at the community center doing a wedding in front of there's an old like historic chapel out there, just this tiny little church building, and I'm doing it. But anyway, the daughter runs up, grabs the dad's leg as I'm doing my homily, and I'm talking about, but of course, 1 Corinthians 13 and everything love is supposed to be. And so I was talking, and I said, love needs to be kind. Love needs to be patient, even when your kids are running up and interrupting the ceremony. And everybody just laughed, and they laughed, and I was like, it's okay.
That's
all right,
funny.
guys. So, but it was a good time. Those outdoor weddings in the middle of July, when it's 90-plus days or 90-plus degree days, it's best to be succinct and brief with those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nobody's out there wanting you to wax philosophical for 45 minutes. So.
Catholic weddings, somebody's going to the ER, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen.
Grandma's down. So I got to do a wedding this weekend.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's great. I had a big fishing week.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You guys, was this up on Flathead?
we went to Flathead yesterday, the whole family, which was a ton of fun. The whitefish are going off big right now.
Oh, nice.
So we limited out. Well, we didn't limit out, but we limited how much we were going to catch by about 9 a.m. And then we just kind of caught and put them back. But we caught big ones. The biggest one we caught, I caught it, of course.
Oh, good.
But
Not your son, who's the better fisherman.
yeah, actually, when my daughter's there,
Angler.
when my daughter's there, she's the best of us. So she actually caught the most volume.
Okay.
And we weren't even babying it. She just naturally caught the most volume. But I caught the biggest one, it was about 4.25 pounds, which is pretty good whitefish. And then we caught a bunch of like 3.5 pounders, just a ton. So we brought home a bunch of meat. And then Saturday, my son and I went to this lower part of the Clark Fork, where it comes in with the Flathead to make the bigger part of the Clark Fork. And we pretty much completely smallmouth bass fish the entire time. And man, that was fun. Like, pound for pound, bass fight harder than trout. They're just awesome. And I got a couple really nice ones. We caught quite a few. We probably caught 10 apiece, plus or minus. But there was a couple really nice ones that we caught, and it was a ton of fun. It was really fun. We went till noon, started to get hot. We're like, let's get out of here. And yeah, it was great.
How was the water?
Warm.
Oh, wow.
Little low, but not super low. The water out of the reservoir on Flathead there, it's like at 77,000 CFS. So it's coming out good. And on the Clark Fork was still solid. So water is a little warm down there, but all in all, it was really good. Yeah, no complaints. So, I think smallmouth bass is going to be on my list now in the midsummer, the dog days of summer. That was a ton of fun.
You know what's really weird? We were up at Flathead too, and where we were at, I was seeing smallmouth bass on the bottom in like 20 feet, 30 feet of water. Super strange.
That is
I'm like,
weird.
how do you even catch that?
Yeah.
And they were not coming up. So I don't know. This is in Flathead too. I never knew smallmouth were in there. And then when they're that far down, it's like, what are you going to do to catch them? Like a jig? I don't know. 'Cause I've always caught bass in shallow, especially like lots of reeds and, marshy kind of water. And that's all top water. You rip something across the top. So it was an interesting thing. And I kind of want to like figure out, how do I get to those bass? Because I think that'd be kind of fun.
So an interesting thing there, trout are the same way, is that when they sit on the bottom like that, for the most part, they're not in a feeding zone, so they're not really feeding. So you can't, like, you go down the Bitterroot and you'll see a ton of trout at the bottom.
Yeah.
But they won't. You can knock them over the head, and unless you foul hook them, they're not going to eat. That's a weird one, though, for bass, because bass usually like to be shallow and warmer water. So to be like 20 feet deep, even in Flathead, that's probably pretty cold water. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's, 60.
Yeah.
So.
That's pretty cold for them.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It was
And
weird.
then there's muskies.
But yeah, it's an interesting it's interesting in Montana. Anybody that is not from here or doesn't fish a ton, is that you think that the summertime, all the tourists will show up and all the fishing happens. Well, you get into July and August and the fishing just sucks. I mean, you get a good hour or two of fishing and it just sucks.
Has hoot owl restriction kicked in yet?
Yeah, the whole Bitterroot's on Hoot Owl, Upper Clark Fork, so it's starting to clip off river by river. The east side has been for a month now. So
for listeners that don't know what we're talking about, here in western Montana, it's called hoot owl restriction. And if I'm being honest, I don't even know why they call it that.
I know the answer, but go ahead.
No, I want to hear why.
Right.
But essentially, the river shuts down because the water's too low and too warm.
Mm-hmm.
And is it 2 o'clock or is it noon?
It's 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So from 1 o'clock till midnight, you're not allowed to fish.
Yep.
So you have to fish
Totally
in the mornings.
So there's a couple reasons why it's called a hoot owl, but the main reason is originally called a hoot owl is because in the heat of the summer, loggers used to start earlier and end earlier so that the machines wouldn't create sparks to create forest fires. And so when the loggers would show up earlier, instead of showing up at 6, they show up at like 3 in the morning. The owls would be hooting still. And so they would call the loggers that showed up to that early in the morning hoot owls. So that's why they married up the two, is because it was hoot owl, because they started calling when they changed to starting earlier, they called it hoot owl.
It is just as dumb as I thought
it
would
is.
be.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
that good. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually literally looked this up like 3 days ago. It's funny that you asked.
You look so giddy.
He was excited.
I had
He was
something.
very
you know?
excited.
Hey, Dave served me up a softball.
We didn't even plan that.
I know. It just worked out.
That's pretty good. So, Dave, give us our first sponsor.
Speaking of fishing, going down to the water this time of year, I don't know, but bugs are biting.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Mosquito. My wife and son took our dog to the water out to the Clark Fork not that long ago, and they came back and they were just eaten alive by mosquitoes. Well, our good friends over at mysterymeadows.com, we always talk about their men's healthcare products, but they also have a full line of apothecary products too.
Oh, what kind? What?
Apothecary?
Okay.
So,
I can Google it for you later.
yeah, if you would like me to explain that,
Mark that part.
offline,
I'm going to have to
Yeah.
read that.
So, again, I have a master's degree. Anyway, they have bug repellent and bite relief, which works phenomenal. And so if you head on over to mysterymeadows.com and enter our special code, that code is capital I, 1, capital O, 0, 1,
Okay.
capital O, 0, capital O, capital I, 0, small L. I think I got that right.
L.
Worst coupon code ever.
Anyway,
You know how to code after that, too.
yeah.
Yeah, when you put that in, it actually, you know those web games that you can play, like when you don't have internet, it actually pops one of those up.
It could be. Anyway, you get 2% off your next order of $200 or more. So anyway, head on over to mysterymeadows.com now
Okay.
and get yourself an order today.
I'll get right on that.
This is a good segue, Jeff, because
That's a great segue.
Let's
This
talk
is-
about-
you just dialed that baby up. So.
we need to talk. So we're going to talk about comedies today and our favorite comedies of all time. And I have a list of my top 5. I know you guys have your ideas as well. But with as much as we've already laughed in this podcast at this point, looking at movies, what is it about comedies that resonates with us? What is it that pulls you into a comedy? Now, Nathan doesn't have a sense of humor and he doesn't like comedies.
Correct. That's exactly what I said.
I only like Ken Burns documentaries on PBS.
I'll dabble in National Geographic every now and then.
I only like the comedies featured on Discovery Channel. Jeff, what makes a movie funny for you?
I think it's ridiculousness, right? I mean, out of the norm. But really, what gets me is I like stuff that makes fun of reality. Like this is something that's going on. I'm gonna make fun of it, you know. And it's sometimes it's stuff I agree with, sometimes disagree with. But I think that's why I like comedy shows, is because they make fun of everything. So it's making fun of but it's ridiculousness is really what gets it.
Along those lines, so I always the stuff that makes me laugh the most is things that perfectly balance absurdity with intelligence. And there's a certain level to intelligence that you can tell in a good comedy movie.
Yeah.
Like the jokes are sometimes subtle, or they're layered, they're stacked, or it's running. You know, it's a callback to something earlier, and there's a smartness to that I just love. But also just stuff that's so absurd you can't help. You know, like in the second Ace Ventura movie where he's sweltering hot inside the rhino and he's trying to come out and it looks like a birth. And it's like, but those moments, I just remember laughing so hard in the theater. And, you know what I mean? It's just the absurdity of all of it. And to see Jim Carrey come out of the hind parts of a rhino, a fake rhino, out in the wilderness on safari.
Yeah. They were making a Discovery Channel documentary.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I also think that the true test of what makes a movie funny, particularly amongst guys, is how much we quote it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, like there's this behavior that exists between guys that I've yet to see amongst women, where we can just make each other laugh by starting to quote our favorite lines from comedy movies.
Absolutely.
And it's like so many times our conversations devolve into that.
Yep.
We're sitting around a campfire or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What about you, Nate? What makes things funny?
Well, so it's not that I don't like comedy movies. I appreciate comedy in movies. So as we were thinking about this, and as I was thinking about like what movies do I find really funny, I realized that like it wasn't a comedy genre movie most of the time. But when there's a really clever joke put into a otherwise not comedic movie, that's what gets me. And I really love hearing that. One that was kind of surprising, just it's more of a subset, but all of the like Disney Pixar movies that are like for kids, but then they've got these jokes in there that only the parents get, only the adults get.
Mm-hmm.
Those like that's the kind of joke that I die laughing at because I don't know if it's like this kind of inside joke thing, but when not everyone gets it, that's when it's funny to me.
Oh yeah.
So I have a whole subset of movies that are like that. But when I was thinking about it, I don't have a specific comedy movie that I was like, this is a comedy and I really love it because it's a comedy. There are some comedy movies that I like. You know, one of the ones that I thought of was like Nacho Libre.
Yeah.
You know, it's a comedy movie.
Yes, it is.
And so
you don't have to qualify it.
Yeah.
We know.
But I enjoy that movie a lot. But that was maybe one of the only true comedy movies that I thought of in my musings on this topic.
I love that. And for me, it's a person. Everything this person does, I find hilarious, and that's Jim Carrey. Like the Ace Venturas are probably I think the funniest comedies ever. I mean, like you were saying, it's funny that you said Ace Ventura, the irony of that. It's just a one-liner. He has a one-liner for everything. I mean, when he's going around telling in the second one where he's in the tribe, and they would say hello to each other, and it sounded like Bumblebee Tuna. So he's going around going, Bumblebee Tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna.
I use that to this day. I mean, it's 30 years later.
Oh, yeah. I still remember that. I think we've talked about this in an earlier podcast. The thing that I remember most about the second Ace Ventura movie is sometimes comedy is best when it's communal and in a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to see that with a bunch of my friends from college, and we just laughed hysterically the whole time because of how absurd it was. Like when he gets the spears stuck in his cast. He's like dancing with the spears. Oh man, I laughed so hard.
That is a big component to comedy is who you're with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There are a ton of movies, and I would even say, you know, almost every movie we've mentioned so far add to that, you know, things like Napoleon Dynamite or, you know, Step Brothers. You could go down the list. If you're not with the right group of people, they're not funny.
Yeah.
It's true.
So that might be a part of like why I'm not a huge fan of comedy specifically, is because I often watch movies. It's just either me and my wife or just me sometimes.
And she's not funny at all.
No.
No.
I believe that's what you insinuated.
Oh,
Clip this part out. No, but I mean, so it's not a big group.
Yep.
You know, and so you don't get that like feeling of like, well, this guy's dying with laughter and it's contagious.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely matters who you're with when you're watching those movies.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll watch a movie that in the theater that was just so incredibly funny because it was with a group of people, and then you watch it again and you're like, you just kind of mildly chuckle.
Yeah.
You know, like Superbad to me was incredibly funny because I saw it in a theater. And this is a great story. I went to see it with my one guy who's one of my best friends, and we coached high school football together. And I was a youth pastor at the time, and so we're just like, let's go watch Superbad. And then sure enough, one of the kids from my youth group comes in and winds up sitting directly next to me. And that movie's got a little bit of vulgar humor in it. And part of what made it so funny for me wasn't just the whole audience laughing at it, but how uncomfortable this kid was sitting next to me the entire time. And I would look over at him, and he would just be, like, cringing. Like, oh, man. Like the part with Jonah Hill's notebook and what he draws in there, which I won't talk about on this family-friendly podcast. But I'm dying laughing. I'm looking at this kid. His name is Travis. And he's just like, he was so visibly uncomfortable. It was great.
That's awesome.
It was great. So I came up with my list of what I consider to be the top 5 comedies of all time. Okay. Number 5, Army of Darkness. And you guys are drawing a complete blank.
I can't even say that I've seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Army of Darkness is the 3rd movie in the Evil Dead movies. And so Evil Dead 2, and then Army of Darkness, which were made by Sam Raimi, who directed the original Spider-Man movies. And he was a huge fan of the Three Stooges growing up. And that series of movies he did right out of high school. And one of his best friends is this actor named Bruce Campbell. And Bruce Campbell plays, if you've seen Spider-Man 2, he's in every one of the original Spider-Man movies. He's the ring announcer for the wrestling match in the first Spider-Man movie. In the second Spider-Man movie, he's the ticket taker at the musical that Peter Parker's trying to get into. But he's just such an underrated actor. And so Army of Darkness 3, or Army of Darkness, which was Evil Dead 3, they just decided to do a straight-up comedy. And so it's this horror movie in medieval times, but I remember seeing it in the theater, and to this day, it kills me. It's got some of the best one-liners you'll ever hear, and Bruce Campbell does a fantastic job. So I cannot recommend that movie enough. It is hilarious.
Okay.
When was it made?
That would have been, 1993 or 4. I was in high school. Okay, number 4, Young Frankenstein. You guys
I
seen
don't
that?
think I've ever seen it, no.
Oh, you should watch it. So Mel Brooks, thinking about him, I mean, is he 99? He is.
He's
old.
He's
up there.
old, but
He was old when I was a kid.
yeah, but Spaceballs 2 is about to come out. And so he just made Spaceballs 2. And he has always had such a keen sense of humor. You know, he was the driving force behind the old Get Smart show, which was a hilarious show in the 1960s. Made Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, and Spaceballs, the original Spaceballs.
Right.
History of the World Part 1, which was great. But for me, his magnum opus, his masterpiece is Young Frankenstein. Gene Wilder is just so funny in there. And that movie contains what I consider to be one of the funniest scenes of all time, and that's when Gene Hackman, who was uncredited, he plays this blind guy, and the monster, who's played by Peter Boyle, who was the dad on Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
He shows up at his house, and just the exchanges between Gene Hackman's blind guy, and Gene Hackman was a really serious actor at that point. You know, he'd been in the French Connection and all of that kind of stuff, and to see him play comedy and to play it straight is just, if you want to figure out what Young Frankenstein is like, just go to YouTube, watch the scene with Gene Wilder in there and the monster. It is hilarious.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a good one. Number 3, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
good one.
I've seen that one. That's a good one with friends. That's a great one with friends.
I wound up watching that movie, I think, 3 different times in the theaters when it came out in 1994. And that's a great movie, you know, and Jeff, you're going to agree with me completely on this, that balances absurdity with intelligence.
Totally.
I mean, the fact that they sell the bird that had its head twisted off to the blind kid, and the way they set that joke up in the beginning, you know, where they show the blind kid he's in a wheelchair, right?
Yeah, he's disabled and blind.
Yeah,
It turns into a news story.
it turns into a news, and it's just a running gag through there, or him singing Mockingbird.
Mock.
Yeah. So they do it twice. And then, but then when they pick up the hitchhiking Hispanic family and they're singing it again, and the Hispanic guy's playing the guitar, and he's like, Mock, see? I was just, it's that kind of stuff that still makes me laugh to this day. And that came out.
There's one shot in that movie still that haunts me to this day, though.
What's that?
The last scene where they the bus of like
The Swedish bikini.
We're looking for somebody to oil us up every day. They're like, I bet you can find somebody in a town 10 miles down the road.
Harry, do you realize what you've done?
But that is,
Sorry, the town is 10 miles in that direction.
the joke is that one lands. That's a
great.
great joke.
So good.
And I can still quote that to this day.
Totally.
You know, just like, you've been wearing 2 pairs of gloves this whole time? Yeah, it's the Rockies. And he's choking him. He's like, Harry, your hands are freezing. It's those little things. There's the big gags, but man, it's the little jokes
Yeah.
that really resonate with me.
$400,000 for a Ferrari. Might want to hold on to that one.
I owe you. Number 2, Anchorman.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
Probably the most quotable movie for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such genius because it's absurd and again intelligent. You know, like his whole monologue about diversity being an old wooden ship from the Civil War, and how his definition of San Diego. And she's like, I'm pretty sure it means Saint Diego.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Disagree.
Just the absurdity of that movie and just how funny it was. I can still quote that left and right.
It's funny. I never really got. I bet I've seen it twice. I never really got into that movie for some reason.
The whole fight scene with the different,
He's running around with the grenade.
yeah, the news stations,
Yeah.
and then they cut back to the office after it's done, and Brick is, you know, Steve Carell's talking about things, and they're like, yeah, Brick killed a guy. Brick, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. You're going to want to lay low for a while. Yeah, there was a flaming guy and a trident. So I've actually got the Ron Burgundy action figure from that scene.
That's awesome.
Where he's
Of course
he's
do.
holding the chair leg. It's in my office on my bookshelf.
That's funny.
And then what I consider to be the funniest movie of all time, hands down, Airplane.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Airplane was a game changer. There have been spoof movies before that, like Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles. Mel Brooks was very much, you know, the pioneer of what we consider to be the modern spoof movie. But Airplane just took that and turned it up to 11. And you know, when we were talking about our dads, and I was talking about, you know, driving with my dad, and we're just quoting Airplane lines to each other and making each other laugh, and that being a bonding experience. That movie was just so rapid fire with the jokes, and there's so much in there, and it starts right from the beginning, like the when Robert Hayes' character pulls up and he leaves his car in the loading zone, and there's the 2 voices, the man and the woman, giving the different commands about what the loading zone is for, and it's not for parking and all this, and then they get an argument about her being pregnant and you need to have an abortion and all this stuff. And it's just, there's a geniusness to it. So those guys, the Zaz brothers, the Zucker brothers, and Abrahams, they're same guys who came out with Top Secret, with The Naked Gun, which is just a hilarious movie, and then Hot Shots, you know. So those guys were just cranking out major comedy hits for a long time. So that's my list of what I consider to be the 5 funniest movies of all time.
That's good. You know, I was never a Leslie Nielsen person. I don't know why. He never resonated with comedy. That era from like the late 70s to the mid 80s, you know, Caddyshack time, all of that. It was funny, but it just never, for me, was never what I loved. I mean, it was kind of like, you know, it's entertaining, but
I thought Leslie Nielsen was great in Airplane because he wasn't the main character.
yeah.
And so, you know, he's the doctor, and everybody still quotes that line where they're like, are you serious? Or surely you can't be serious. And he's like, I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley. That's pretty good.
And, or he starts taking the eggs out of the lady's mouth and like doing a magic trick, but she's sick from eating the fish. And but he was good in really small doses in that movie. But that was a true ensemble. I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
By the time he passes out, and he's keeps denying that he's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and they pull him out of the co-pilot seat, and he's in his Lakers shorts, his knee pads, and all of that. Oh, that is just top-notch stuff.
Yeah, comedy's evolved. It's different for everybody and different things. I mean, like I said, that was a cool time. Kind of, comedy's evolved recently to where it's been like the shock stuff, which I'm not into as much. I mean, and we don't need to, be uber vulgar to be comedic. I mean, we went to whatchamacallit, what's his name?
Nate Bargatze.
Yeah. And Nate just doesn't cuss. He's just witty, and he's hilarious. I like that kind of comedy. That's good.
I think I've come to appreciate that real comedy movies that are truly funny are ones that I can introduce to my son now, who's he's 17 years old, and he'll still laugh at them.
Mm-hmm.
And so if my son thinks it's funny and it's from 30, 40 years ago, that's a good movie.
For sure.
Like, we just watched Zoolander not that long ago, and he was dying laughing. And so, there's, I think when comedy is funny across multiple generations, it's great.
Yeah.
There's some movies that people say are funny, and I watch them, and I'm like, I guess baby boomers find this funny. It just doesn't do anything for me, or other stuff like that.
There's a bunch of movies coming out now that are very generational.
Oh yeah.
Like I agree. I don't think they're, I think the mark of a good anything, whether it's comedy or the story, a drama, a thriller, like if it's cross generational, that's how you know it's good. But there's a lot of movies that have been released, in my lifetime or within the last 10 years where I'm like, yeah, my generation's going to love that. Nobody else will.
Yeah.
And so I think that has taken over right now. So that I'm sure every single pick of ours is going to be minimum 10 years old. Or more. Just because right now it seems like there's kind of a doldrum for comedy. There are some funny moments. Like one of the things I thought of, the Guardians of the Galaxy series, not a comedy, but there's funny moments in it. And like, everyone has someone in their life that is the guy with the red tattoos, Drock? No. What is his name? Drax.
Yeah.
Everyone has that guy in their life.
Yeah.
And so like you watch him say like, nothing goes over my head. I'm too fast. I would catch it. And you laugh because one of your friends would say that exact same thing.
Oh yeah.
In all seriousness. So there's funny moments, but on the whole, I don't think we have movies like the Ace Ventura movies or, other ones, Dumb and Dumber, where it's like from beginning to end, all funny. And it goes across generations. We don't really have that anymore.
Well, I think Gen Z gets most of their comedy from Instagram Reels.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And it's very targeted. Like, they just, like back when the whole skibbity toilet thing was a thing.
Yeah.
We don't get that. Mm-mm. But to be fair, if I showed Biodome with Pauly Shore to today's kids, they're not going to get that.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's very much our generation where looking back now, it's like, oh, that's not funny at all. But we laughed back then because we were sort of in the midst of the cultural zeitgeist at that moment. And Pauly Shore was a thing coming off of MTV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Ate His Son-in-Law. I thought that was a great movie. Such a good movie.
You're like holding back a giggle. Like, oh, he brought up Pauly Shore. The Weasel.
I bet I watched that movie 50 times. It's such a great movie. When he comes out, Steven Tyler PJs. It's like the leopard. That guy's so ridiculous.
But he's very much a product of his times.
He is.
And I think, again, we've mentioned this on the podcast before, but there's not a lot of comedy movies that come out in the theaters anymore.
No.
Like pure comedy movies.
No, there's not. No. I introduced it. You talking about introducing your son to old comedy. my son sat down and watched, and my daughter watched Meet the Parents with me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
very
so
good.
they loved Meet the Parents. So we had to go through the trilogy, which they progressively get worse as they go. The second one's still pretty good. The third one's borderline unwatchable, but and Ben Stiller, I'm not a huge fan of, but he did a really good job in those movies. And Owen Wilson having like a weird cameo kind of role in them is kind of weird too. But yeah, great series.
And I think, and I know we need to move on, but it's funny how going back to particularly the 90s, there would be like a hot comedian who would make a series of movies that were hilarious, and then somebody would come in and swoop in and take sort of that mantle from him. So Jim Carrey, he just had a tremendous run there in the mid-90s. And then Adam Sandler came in, and with Billy Madison, and then Happy Gilmore and
50 First Dates.
Yeah, Big Daddy, all of those. And he sort of took that title. And then Will Ferrell took it when Will Ferrell made Old School, which is just a hilarious movie. And
Wedding Crashers. That's got to be a
Wedding
top 10
Crashers,
for me.
yeah.
That's so good.
I have a traumatizing story from that movie.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah. So the Wedding Crashers is largely totally benign. Like, a kid could watch it. There's like a 3-minute segment right in the middle, and we all know what I'm talking about.
Where they're tied up.
Well, that, and then the scene where they like actually start making good on some of their actions.
Oh, yeah.
And I was watching that movie with my sisters, and we were downstairs at like one of my uncle's houses or something. We had a big family get together. And for, the first hour of the movie, nothing bad has happened. The one moment that my dad chooses to walk down the stairs is when it switches to that montage.
Yes.
And of course, his assumption is that's been the last hour.
Mm-hmm.
And so, man, I do not like that movie.
Go blind, son.
If it was a VHS tape at my house, that would be worn out part of the VHS tape.
Exactly. And it wouldn't be in the original box.
That's pretty good. Dave, give us our second sponsor.
Rose Chadwell is one of the best people I know. A wife, a mother, a friend, a realtor, power slap champion. She does it all. And right now, if you're looking for somebody who
Power slap.
I was waiting for...
Just registered with me.
thanks 3 seconds later.
There's an audio delay.
There's an intelligence delay. Computing, funny. Anyway, if you're looking for a new home here in Big Sky Country, there's no better person to reach out to than Rose Chadwell at Big Sky Brokers. Hit her up, Rose at BigSkyBrokers.com. She'll help you find your forever home here in Montana.
And actually, she has the same discount code available as the Mystery Meadows.
That's true.
101103 run 01100.
Lowercase L, capital I.
In binary, it spells out idiot.
I love it. Our second segment today is In the News. If you've heard our In the News segment, we find random news stories online, and we're expanding. We're a adaptable podcast here. We're expanding. We're got some more of like some meme stuff, some fun. Maybe it wasn't a big news story, but it was newsworthy, and it should have been. So we're going to talk about it here because that's what we do.
For the sake of time, let's talk about one.
Okay.
And to me, it is great. It is horrifying, but also funny based upon the reactions. And last week, it actually happened last Thursday, which I'm assuming would have been Thirsty Thursday at the ballpark, hence why probably part of the reaction is there and in play. But the Richmond Flying Squirrels featured a fireworks show at the end of it, and this made national media because it misfired and started launching commercial-grade fireworks into the stands. And so there's a bunch of different videos out there showing it, but the one that's great that I shared with you guys is the guy who's just sitting behind home plate laughing and cheering the entire time as people panically flee out of the stadium. And just that guy's reaction just killed me. Killed me. Fireworks.
The shocking part to the video and to the news story in general, I mean, it looks like missiles from a rocket launcher. Just
Oh, yeah.
like,
Yeah, these
going
are
into the
commercial
cloud.
grade.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, this is not the Roman candle that you get from Hong
Right.
Kong Harry's down the street.
No.
This is deadly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see the trail of, fire shooting behind him, and it's hitting the stands. But this guy, you got to look it up. John Boy Media posted it, but there's this guy, and I'm assuming it being Thirsty Thursday played into part of his reaction,
Mhm.
but he's just sitting there, and he is hilariously going, woo! Yeah, as people are scrambling out of the stands, and he's just giggling and laughing the whole time.
Now, amazingly, I don't think anyone was seriously
No.
injured,
Nobody was hurt.
which is incredible. But can you imagine the news story would have been completely different if he's there hooping and hollering and laughing and someone is seriously injured?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of while I was
true.
doing that, is like, go either get yourself to safety if you can't, have the wherewithal to do this, or go help people.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a dangerous situation. It's crazy.
Yeah. it
Wild
is.
watch. Definitely look it up.
He's the kind of guy I want to go to live events with. Because it'll be like hey, in this cage, this guy's wrestling a bear, and the cage like breaks and the bear gets out, and he's the guy that's going to be like, wait, let's see what happens.
Let's see how this plays out.
I want to see what happens.
He will spice up live events, that's
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
It's
So-
definitely worth watching all the people around him too. Like there's one old guy that was like looking back, like he's walking. He's like, I'm walking because everybody else is, but what seems to be wrong around here?
like, well, it's everybody's hurry, and it's just like, and it's over on the third base side where the biggest impact is made, and I can't tell if it's hitting the fence, like on the backstop,
Yeah.
or if it actually gets into. I know sparks shoot into the stands,
Mhm.
but people are just fleeing. So
Yeah.
here's what I know is if you could tell me that would happen every single game, I would be a season ticket holder, and because that's pure entertainment. Minor league baseball, I love it, but it can be a chore sometimes to watch. But man, if you're gonna launch pyrotechnics at people,
Oh man. Yeah.
sign me up.
Yeah, that's solid. That is solid.
They
for
hand
sure.
out riot shields at the gate when you walk in. So
Yeah.
everyone's just prepared for it and
Or
ready
just
to go.
Go up and get a beer and just stand
And just
back.
stand
And
back
pull out your
and-
cell phone.
Yeah.
Like they have burn ointment that they just give out to people. Hey, it's burn ointment night down at the ballpark.
Someone's just unsuspecting. Why are they handing this out?
Yeah.
You'll find out.
You're gonna need it.
Yeah. So before we get out of here, now that we've ended in the news, Jeff, there was one thing you said last week that has haunted me,
Good.
and I want to
Only one?
only one,
Okay.
and I want to address it because we were talking about hair metal last week, and you brought up your offense at
Mhm.
something Nathan had said about hair metal before,
Yeah.
and you mentioned wasp.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped because it's like, oh, I had not thought of wasp in 40 years.
Yeah.
And so I was like running through my head, like wasp. And so I was like, I cannot think of a wasp song off the top of my head. So I looked it up in iTunes, and I listened to some wasp stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, these guys who were they were sort of that like they were similar to Guar, where they painted themselves up
Mm-hmm.
and they had like fake blood, and they would throw raw meat at the audience and all of this stuff. And they were very much they weren't like hair metal more than they were just like shock death metal
Yeah.
type stuff. And so I listened to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to say this politely, but Wasp sucks and you're stupid for liking them. Respectfully.
That's a bad take, Dave.
That's a bad take, Dave.
I was being respectful.
You just don't know what good music is.
I am staying out of this one.
That's all I got to say about that.
Teach their own.
Yeah. Yeah. What can we say? On one final note too for the news thing, not in the news recently, but from 1977.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you know that for 72 seconds, we in our satellites NASA got a signal from outer space, and it's only lasted for 72 seconds. They call it the WOW. You ever heard of this?
No, but
It's an actual thing.
proceed.
There's no tagline here, but
Okay.
that's pretty much the end of it. Is we got this signal, and it's an actual signal that came from outer space, and we got it for 72 seconds, and it was like this wave that nobody can explain to this day. So somebody's out there.
I appreciate that you brought that up.
You're
because
welcome.
It's not related to anything whatsoever that we have talked about.
It's
at
in the
this point.
news.
I
It's
do
in the news.
actually a really short news. Did you hear about that famous actor or actress? She stabbed someone. What's her name? Reese.
Oh my gosh, I know exactly.
Well, then finish it out.
Witherspoon?
No, with a knife.
No, it's with her knife.
All right, we can go.
Nathan, before we come back together again, what I'd like you to do is write these out and then look in a mirror and practice them.
Oh no, no.
Practice them, and once you can master those,
I love it. I love
we
it.
love you, Nate.
That was
Oh,
a good
yeah.
one. That's a good dad joke. I like dad jokes. I'm solid with them. So, okay, we're going to get out of here. It's getting late early. So, thank you for listening. Follow us on our social media. Share this with anybody you can because we definitely need it. We love that sharing. We will be back next week with either a special guest, we think, or we're going to be back with in 1996. So, see you next time.